Welcome to Harsh Reality broadcast on the 23rd of February 2015. The title of this presentation is called All is Financially Rosy, What Could Possibly Go Wrong? And here we have the Telegraph, and it says Britain records biggest budget surplus in 7 years in January. And we have a smiling Chancellor, George Osborne. Now, we do expect to get budget surpluses in January. But what the article fails to show us is the preceding months, where we had massive deficits, and there was great concern about this. I wonder why it's not being mentioned at the moment. Is it because there is a general election round the corner? Here is an article from the Telegraph a few months ago that says, "It is truly shocking that our already huge budget deficit is still growing." This is still happening in the background. The trend at the moment is for the budget deficit to increase, and I can't see it happening any other way. If you increase spending, you're going to have more borrowing. However, if you try austerity, you're not going to get the tax receipts. So there's just no way out of this position. In this article it says European shares rise as Greece seen asking for loan extension. Now, asking for a loan extension does not resolve the problem. It just defers the problem. And we are living in a society that just wants to defer problems. We are not ready to face them. Now, the truth of the matter is that is what we need to do. It is articles like this that give people a feel-good factor. And it says here, and this is the BBC News, US markets closed at record highs once more as investors cheered encouraging news about a possible thaw in relations between Greece and its creditors. Well, I think it'll be short-lived because reality will hit again, there'll be more tensions, we'll be going down to the wire again, and so it goes. The truth is, it's a problem that cannot be resolved, and I think eventually Greece will have to default and leave the EU. In this slide we can see that gold continues to fall, and it's fallen below the psychological barrier of $1,200 per ounce. And it's falling, in my opinion, because many investors feel quite optimistic about the future. I just wish I could share their optimism, and I only think this optimism is going to be short-lived. However, if gold falls a little bit further, I will buy some more Krugerrands. This slide sums it all. It says caution floor covered with political promises. Politicians today will promise the earth, but will deliver very little. If they do deliver, it will be because of unsustainable debt, just to win votes. Here we go. This is the debt as it stands in the US of today, which is the 23rd of February, and you can see it's $18.1 trillion. Now, I've said this before, if you were to count to a trillion, counting a different number every second, it would take you 32,000 years. Just multiply that by 18 and you can get an idea how big this debt is. And that's one way of trying to imagine how huge this debt is. And remember, this excludes unfunded liabilities such as Medicare, pensions and entitlements. As far as I'm concerned, the bottom line is this: there is far too much debt, and that is the rub of our problem in our Western economies. Politicians delaying the inevitable. And there's another delaying tactic. I don't know if people are aware that anybody in the UK that are over 55 and in a defined contribution scheme will be able to, with effect from the 6th of April this year, actually take out all their money and spend it or invest it as they wish. Now, I suspect that is to help keep the demand for goods and services going, but again, that's only going to be temporary. And if people do take advantage of actually spending their money, they're going to leave themselves poorer in older age. As far as I'm concerned, the population is dumbed down and is too shallow to care. There's too many reality programs, or so-called reality programs, that dumb down the population, and there's too much hero worship for our poor celebrity role models. But that's what's happening at the moment. People need to become critical thinkers. They need to think deeper and try and understand what's going on. Until then I'm afraid people will learn by bitter experience rather than having the knowledge beforehand. Thank you for listening once again, and I'll send another video in the next few weeks.